Good morning, everyone. It's Amanda here with this week's Southern Tips, how to go live. So let me run through, first of all, why. Live video is awesome to use because you get to interact with your viewers who actually do show up live, like I've got Steph and Roz over here. Hi, guys. And you can actually help you build that relationship with your customers, your people, your audience, whatever you want to call them. So going live allows you to build that relationship. So it actually helps your audience, your people, whoever you want to call them, to get to know you faster, and they get to trust you faster because they can see you. The important thing is don't think about too much, just do it. Today's script, I don't have one because I've got to a point with this topic matter where I feel confident enough to just get on and do it. But I also realize that not everybody is there. So what you can do, you could do things like what Steph does. There are plenty of teleprompters available. So if you feel you want to have a script, you can do a script and you can have the prompter come up in front of you so that you can read from the screen. So you can still actually look at your audience, because looking at them as opposed to down here, it's a bit of a difference. The important thing is that you are doing it, because there are certain things that Facebook have been researching of late that says that by the end of next year, they expect that over 75, maybe even 80 or 90% of all traffic on Facebook and Instagram is going to have some sort of video element to it. So video really is the way of the future. You don't have to have a fancy setup. I have probably got a little bit more of a fancy setup than some. I've got 3 ring lights. I've got a medium-sized one on this side. I can actually bring this one over. I've got this little gadget one that I got off, I think it's either Wish or AliExpress or one of those. I can't remember where I got it from. And the camera that I use has actually got a ring light around the camera. So that's one way of getting lighting. And I also have a light above me so that I get balanced lighting. The only other thing I need to do now is maybe get one at the back, so I've got a balance behind me, so it gives me a good even balance of light. But if you don't have that, if you've got a window, open your window. I've got a massive big window over there, but for me, because it's so big, it does throw my light balance off, so I don't use it as much. But getting into natural light where the sun's not directly in your face, because you don't want, like under here, I get a few shadows and whatnot. If you get shadows in here, if you direct on and it's direct sunlight, you get shadows down here, you get shadows through here, and it actually makes you look older than you want to be, or that you are. It makes it harder for people to actually watch you, makes you feel less engaging. So you want to try and balance the light out as best you can. So if you do have to go out into the natural sun and do it, sit under a shady tree. That will give you a balanced amount of light to be in. So that's one tip. Another tip is if you do feel you need help with knowing what to say, plan it ahead. Think about what you're going to say. And like I was saying earlier, use a teleprompter if you have to. What I used to do in the old days was, if I needed dot points, if I needed a script or anything like that, I would put 3 dot points on sticky notes and stick them across my screen so I wouldn't forget any points. It's a matter of just making sure that you feel comfortable in your space. Also, if turning on that camera and hitting the go live button is a massive thing for you, and it is, in all honesty, it is for most of us. Yes, Steph, that's a great tip. Steph, for her 90 days, she actually made a list of subjects, so she had some sort of subject line to talk about for each day. Now, the other thing going live will do for your business, it actually helps increases your engagement. So increase your engagement because people can see you. It goes back to the whole know, like, and trust factor we were talking about earlier. Yeah, Roz, content can be tough to create, but that's what you do. That's the way to do it. So keep a little notebook, or even on your phone, just somewhere where if an idea pops into your head, you can write a list. I know you're big on drinking 3 liters of water a day. You could do a whole live around why you want to drink 3 liters of water a day. So even if you've got a big, massive topic, break it down into little chunks. like we did recently with the 5 keys to improving your social media reach. And that is a massive topic in and of itself, too much for one week. So I broke it down into 5 smaller chunks that are easier to digest. So that's the other thing you want to do is keep it short. You don't want to go for more than say 5-10 minutes, especially if you are repurposing your lives. So there's lots of little tips you can go. Well, one of the biggest things though I find for people is having the courage to actually do it. Now, if you're not sure that you can actually do it, the biggest thing you're going to do is probably stress and work yourself up. So what you might want to do for the first couple of videos is actually pre-record them so you can get comfortable actually pressing the button to record. And then once you've done that a few times, it becomes easier to actually put it out into the world. And if then live still scares the living daylights out of you, and I know it does for so many people, one of the things you can do is most cameras have a little light or a flashing dot or something at the top of them. What you can do, that's where you actually want to look, but I'll talk about that in a minute. What you can do is you can actually stick a picture of your best friend up there so that you're actually talking to your friend's face, because as humans, we naturally want to talk to a person's face. So if you're looking into a face, it becomes more natural. It becomes easier to see. It becomes easier to talk. So that can actually help you overcome your fears around going live. So that's one tool I can give you. Now, a moment ago, I mentioned the little dot above your camera on your cameras. So this is why you want to look at the dot directly as opposed to looking at yourself on the screen. So right now, I'm actually looking at the white dot of my camera. So it actually looks more like I'm looking at you. Whereas if I look at myself on the screen, you see the top of my head and it looks like I'm looking down. So that's a big tip for you to come across as more engaging and natural on screen. You actually want to look at the little dot near your camera, because that actually helps you make eye contact with your audience. And as we know, as a human being, eye contact is pretty essential for helping us build those relationships. And after all, that's why we're going live, isn't it? We want to build those relationships. So, but basically, go live. It builds your audience. It builds your interaction. It actually helps you get into that uncomfortable zone, or as we like to call it here in Southern Designs, it's the FOS. Getting into the FOS and getting comfortable with getting into the FOS will actually make you grow as a person and will help your business grow. The other thing, don't overthink doing your lives. The more you think about it, the more you're going to stress yourself out. So don't. Now, the other thing I should tell you about going live is there's a statistic around that says around about 80% of your viewers, they will not comment, they will not like, they will not interact with your live in any way, shape, or form. So don't focus on people not interacting with you. They're there, they're watching, and they will tell you when you talk to them in private that they like your lives or that they've picked up something. So focus on what your content is. Get your content out there. Help those people you're trying to help with your content. They will watch you and they will follow you and they will take it all in. Is just remember, about 80% of your followers are not going to even say boo. You're not going to know who they are. They're there though. Just trust that they're there. Yeah, exactly, Ross. Be you and keep it real. That's the other thing. Be yourself. Anyway, that's me for this week with this week's Southern Tip. As always, let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments. And when this video gets repurposed and goes live onto the business page next week, feel free to please share it out to your friends. Share it out to them so they know how they can go live, the sort of tips that they can overcome. So share it out to your friends. Take someone who needs help with this in it. All of that. Share the love, because I'm trying to build a community here of people who help each other and support each other. Anyway, that's me done for now, and I will see you next Tuesday with another Southern Tip. Bye for now.